Wait a second. Is it 1486 and we have the entirety of Italy as the Papal States? Yep, that's right. These guys are our vassals over here. So we do have the entirety of Italy by 1486 with also a pretty decent economy, as well as we're gonna have to handle this coalition here somehow. Quickly unifying Italy comes with its own problems, obviously. So if we get 10,000 likes in the first few days after this video's out, on this video I'm gonna do the second bit where we show how to handle a coalition like this. And for 7,823 likes, I'm gonna do a proper comprehensive economic guide to tell you how you can have a strong economy in the early, mid, and late campaign as any nation. Now the thing with the Papal States is that you really have to mold yourself on your RNG. A lot of the times you can either attack the Venetians early on and get back your core over in Ravenna, or you can attack the Neapolitans once they break away from the Aragonese. It's kind of RNG, of course, because you never know when the Neapolitans will break away. I've had runs in which I attacked Naples first. I've had runs in which I attacked the Venetians first. It really depends. What doesn't depend though is doing your estates, because we start with 50% crownlands. That is a pretty significant buff. So we're going to be giving out, of course, the +1 mana privilege for all 3 of the estates from the very first day of the campaign. Seize the crownlands right afterwards and just give out basically some standard estates, patronage of the arts, private trade fleets, because we're going to be relying on our trade fleets a lot. We want to get as much of the Genoese node as possible, and we're going to do that in the early campaign by having a lot of light ships and then by just owning all the provinces as we progress in the campaign. Burger economic freedom also pretty good always, as is the financial demand. Increased levies is pretty good since you get the extra manpower, but it lowers your tax by a tiny fraction, so keep that in mind. Strong duchies, because we start with Urbino and Perugia, 2 vassals from the get-go, meaning we can get up to 6 diplo relations from day 1. Grand court positions and the supremacy over the papacy. We're keeping one of these empty because we will eventually need more privileges. For the nobility, for example, we also want to give out the integration policy when we start integrating our vassals. And of course, we also want to give the advisor cost reduction privileges once we've gotten 1 stability, not before we got 1 stab at least. Religious diplomats is a absolute no-brainer, obviously, and clerical education too. 20% trade power in Liguriancy, that seems very doable actually. Rival-wise, obviously the Venetians, because we're going to be attacking them. Naples we cannot just yet because they are still a junior member of Aragon. Florence is a good rival always, as is Provence for that matter, since Provence also has some areas here that you know, conflict with our own province in Avignon, which has a fort that we're going to be deleting since we don't actually need that fortification in the Grathlands province of Avignon. The papal mission tree might be small, but it is a very compact mission tree with a lot of really unique flavor that it adds, such as, for example, after you get very early on in the campaign, is doable by the way, Eastern Catholicism, you get some bonuses for the Lithuanians to help them out. Of course, it's a bit RNG right now. They actually rivaled me. What the actual F, bro? I don't think I've ever seen Lithuania rival the Papal States. That just makes no freaking sense. But anyway, it's fine. Screw that mission in that case. We're gonna go for 3 Catholic allies, which is extremely easy to do. Of course, everybody wants to be friends with the Pope, obviously, including the Austrian Emperor. And speaking of, we can join the Holy Roman Empire. We just need to have 141 relations with them. That's it, and that's super doable. We just need to improve relations with Austria a little bit from the get-go. Switzerland is also a pretty good ally since we have another mission here. Form the Swiss Guard. We need to have 100 relations of us from the Swiss. So that's basically ally, and then just improve relations or send a gift or something of the sorts. Now we can get the Swiss Guard, the unique mercenary unit that the Papal States can have. Another early mission is doing this, get the provinces here, and then you get claims on pretty much the entirety of central Italy afterward. Now that we've unpaused, we also have a lot of money in our courier coffers, so let's choose our first golden bull, which is going to be the dev cost reduction Christiana Pietas. Send off that 2 light ships to protect trade in the Genoese node, and let's queue up some more ships. We're actually going to need some money, so let's get the free burger loans indebted to the burgers. Amazing. Queue up the Barky, and we start with 5 army professionalism. We're going to get rid of it because we're going to rely on mercenaries a lot, and if we recruit mercenaries, we lower our army professionalism with each mercenary company that we recruit, so we might as well just slacken recruitment and get that as our main manpower pool before we recruit the actual mercenary. Okay, Catholic Confederacy gives us 100 diplo power. Support the orders. Gotta have relations with the 3 3 starting monastic orders, the Livonians, the Teutons, and the Knights, and that's going to give 20 army tradition. Pretty easy to do. The main challenge is getting the loyalty and influence lower than 50 for the nobility, so if we really wanted to gun for that, we would have done the starting bit a little bit different. I didn't really care about it too much. We can do it as we progress in the campaign, let's say. Okay, well, we've scornfully insulted the rivals of the Swiss. We've also given them military access, which means we got 100 relations, and we can do this. Now, this mercenary company does not cost any army professionalism, as well as it offers us 10% discipline for mercenaries, so that's pretty good, meaning we're going to be recruiting these bad boys right now. And by right now, I mean wait for 1 month, because you got to wait for 1 month before they actually become available. There you go. Boom shakalaka. Get them up in Spoleto. That also means we're going to be able to get our first general. So this is a 60 army tradition general. So he's got 2423. That is genuinely really freaking good. Holy snaps. That is a really good starting general right there. I'm also going to start getting claims on Siena. I would like to get Siena so I can spawn faceting in here, since Siena's got a glass province. It is a glass province, really. And I can spawn in faceting, which is going to help out so much in the campaign. Plus, they're allied to the nation of Provence, so I can attack Provence at the same time and get my humiliation enforced on them, thus getting one of my age objectives in the process. And okay, plans have changed. Naples refused to submit. Recognize France's old Angevin claim to Naples. Nope. Force Naples to submit to us by military means. Yeah, you know what? Sure. Let's, we haven't made Naples a vassal in a really long time, have we? Let's do that. Let's actually do that. Let's make Naples our vassal. Wait for a few days. Hopefully they don't get any actual allies in those few days. All right, subjugation. Let's go, baby. Let's go, everybody. There's going to be a little bit of aggressive expansion, isn't it? 76 aggressive expansion. Holy shit. Yeah, but it's fine. It's worth it, because with Naples as our vassal, we have essentially gotten half of the Italian peninsula in just the first couple of years, really. I've also set up my fleet in the Bay of Naples, so we siege down their fortification a little bit quicker. And I think I got the relations now with the Austrians. Yes, I do. I can join the Empire now. Nice. Look at that juicy protection we're getting from the Emperor. Hells to the yes, boys. This is, of course, temporary. I don't really care about the Empire too much. I'm just doing this so I can prevent anybody from attacking me in case I get a little bit of a coalition, obviously, because I might get that after I expand like crazy here, right? Take note, though, because we are the courier controller, we do get minus 20% aggressive expansion impact, which is a huge freaking deal. I've also started getting my spy network back with Naples. Here's the reason why. A lot of people don't know this, but having a spy network not only lowers the siege ability in the country that you're attacking, but it also lowers the aggressive expansion impact with that particular nation. So that means that me making the Neapolitans a vassal, I'm gonna get less aggressive expansion from having vassalized. I mean, I'm talking about very, very little, because we only have 4 spy net, but better than nothing, you know what I mean? I mean, it's still better than 0 at the end of the day, so yeah. And yes, by just getting their capital, we have all the war score we need, because they don't have any other fortifications, so we can essentially vassalize them, or not, but we're very close to it. I'm gonna wipe out their armies, though, because I don't want them to be super disloyal afterward. By wiping out their armies, I'm basically asserting my domination over here. Come on, boys. Show them what real Roman men are made out of. Probably marble. We're definitely made out of marble, aren't we? Now, explain to me why these bastards are able to get over the fortification there. They shouldn't be able to, in my opinion. Because, you know, we freaking took that fort. Why don't they just go all the way to Molise so we can stack wipe them? That would be the logical thing here, wouldn't it? Voila, boys. In just 2 years, we've actually freaking doubled in size. Literally doubled into... Not even. It's tripled in size in 2 years, isn't it? Yep. Now everybody's massively disloyal. It's a little bit of a problem, but we'll make it. Don't worry. We'll be fine. So if we take a little bit of a look at our aggressive expansion map, it's not good, boys. It's really not good at all. I have a few options here. I could, for one, just attack Aragon to get back the course for my vassal, which is also going to make them loyal. And Castile is not going to join because Castile actually wants to enforce a union over Aragon now, so they don't want them as their ally anymore. But instead of making Naples stronger, I also know that if I attack the Aragonese now, everybody else in Italy that can join a coalition against me will join a coalition against me, so I don't want that to happen. And as such, I'm gonna be attacking the Venetians, calling in the Austrians, promising them land. This is gonna bring in the Florentines and Telia too, so that's 2 more nations that would not join in a coalition against me. And being so that I have truce with half of the people that would potentially join, the other half are less likely to join as consequence. Oh, boys, I love it when I can call in my allies to destroy my enemies. Truth is, though, that I don't really plan on giving anything back to my allies. Well, no, maybe I'll give back Milan, their 2 provinces, because they have the cores in Brescia and Bergamo. So that's probably gonna work for me, I guess. Let's go ahead and focus on Florence here, get them out of the war quickly. Our main goal essentially is to just prevent these nations from going into a potential coalition against us until our aggressive expansion goes below 50 with them, or until we manage to schnappel-dupe them. Both options work in my opinion. And we managed to catch the entirety of Florence's army here. Boom shakalokos. That was eine Stecken Vapenicurum, meaning once we get the Arezzo and siege down Firenze, we should be good. I don't think we can actually, we might be able to piece them out before we siege down Firenze, but I kind of want to take some money from them at the very least, right? Oh, beautiful. Florence is focusing on the Hostrions. Speaking of the Hostrions, let's give them the objective of sieging down Telia so we can quickly piece out the amazing nation of Telia that always manages to get allies way out of its freaking league, you know what I'm saying? Why does it say the conquest of Ravenna? It should say the reconquest of Ravenna. I declared a conquest war, didn't I? I didn't declare a reconquest war. Well, that is just massive brain right there. I'm not going to take the province of Ravenna, then I'm going to take something else because I'm not going to waste my core of reconquering that province on, you know, regular conquest. So I'm going to take maybe these two provinces, which are significant provinces. 18 aggressive expansion for these two is basically nothing. And it allows me a little bit more access in the Venetian node. The province of Verona is actually pretty decent. 11 trade power. It also has a center of trade, so it's gonna allow me to establish myself more in the Venetian node afterwards. Plus I have access to Trento, Mantova, and a few other provinces here that I can attack should I wish to attack, of course. I heard there's this old tale down from the annals of papal history which says that if you hum a Native American song whilst sieging provinces, it increases the siege ability by 10%. So we're gonna try that out, shall we? We're also gonna get all the money, trade power, and cancel allies for Florence. Siena and Lucca might actually attack them now that they have 3,000 units and no allies. Saint performs miracle. Always wondered what those miracles might be when they perform them, right? Speaking of, let's perform some extra recruitment here because we can go up to 17 land force limit now due to our Neapolitan Vasalski, which increases our overall land force limit capacity. And despite not having a bigger capacity for ships, I'm still recruiting 3 extra light ships. We want to have as many light ships as we possibly can get our hands on because we need to increase our trade power in the Genoese and the Venetian trade node and adjacent trade node. So we need a lot of ships essentially. What was I saying before? Siena just attacked Florence. Absolutely guaranteed that would happen in these situations. Now if I'm lucky, I could make what's left of Florence a vassal and feed him back the cores should they get 2 of their provinces annexed or fully annexed. Then I can, you know, attack afterwards. Say the Austrian Emperor is going to request Siena to return one province, and then I either diplo-vassalize that one province. Well, actually, no, not really possible because it's in the Empire still. Shadow Kingdom hasn't triggered yet. So I'll just attack it, take the province, make it my vassal, and feed it afterwards what's left in Florence. Just got to think about these things 10 steps ahead. It hasn't even happened, but I'm already visualizing doing that with the Florentines. And that's how you should be playing your games as well. Always visualize, think 10 steps ahead before anything even happens. Now, the good part about the Venetians is also that they are not a part of the HRE, so taking provinces from them is not as horrible as it is taking provinces from, say, Florence, right? Telia wants to give me a peace offer. No, I'm gonna give you a peace offer that you cannot refuse. Literally, you cannot refuse. That's just how it goes. Here you go. Boom shakalaka. Get out of my face, Telia. Papal State gets claim on A. Yeah, sure, why not? A is the high development one, right? Yeah, 20 development. So I can have that whenever the chance arises. I can attack the Provençals after, I guess. Oh, we got to win this, boys. We got to win it. We won. Thank God for the Milanese army. We could call in Switzerland. That would be an overkill. We don't need to call in anybody anymore, I guess. We've essentially won the war. The tough part's gonna be just getting onto the Venetian island itself. Bro, what? Why would you peace out when you only have your capital occupied? Milan, you suck. You actually suck, Milan, right now. They also canceled their alliance with me, which I can get back, of course, in 1450 freaking 9, because I got treaties canceled until that. Bro, The Venetians really screwed me on this one, to be honest. Thank God for the Austrians, though. They're doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. They basically wiped out Venice's army again and again. And now, look at that. That is pretty much the last time they're going to need to wipe it out. Yep, 0 soldiers. Exactly how I enjoy seeing the Venetian army. Never have more than 0 soldiers, Venice. Thank you very much. Yearly devotion 0.1. Yeah, I guess. Sure, why not? And we can get that claimed here as well. Florence managed to get 9,000. Oh no. So Siena might actually lose this. They only have 8,000. Bruh. Wait, no, they actually have 9,000 as well. All right, we got most of the war score we can get. Oh, we got the sea tile. Hell yeah, we got the sea tile. Let's go, baby. Where's the Venetian fleet, man? Oh, I see what's up. Venice is at war with the Ottomans, and the Ottomans probably wiped out their fleet. Yep, we can get 4 innovativeness by getting military tech 4 first. We're gonna do that. And another 4 by getting Diplotech 4 first. Juicy, boys. Very juicy. Looks like Naples is also beginning to lower their liberty desire. They were at 100% for quite some time. Down to 79 is a big improvement. That is, by the way, in case you didn't know, because we teched up, having more Diplo and specific tech than your vassals lowers their liberty desire, and vice versa. If they have higher Diplotech than you, they get more liberty desire. Oh man, I'm really thinking to take all of this. I mean, it seems like it's a lot of aggressive expansion, but the truth is, it's not. Like, it genuinely is not that much. For 4 massive provinces that would secure our eastern flank against anyone that would intentionally come in this direction later down the line, it is really, really not bad here. What am I going to do? Should I take 3 or 4 provinces? I'm going to have to think about this really deeply, because that is a really important decision. It's going to affect the entire playthrough. If I take 4 provinces, I can actually push it afterwards and conquer the entirety of the Italian peninsula insanely fast. How fast do you ask? No, not sure, but really, really fast, whatever the case. Okay, I guess the best thing we could do is wait until the end of the year, until the 31st of December, then we can peace out the Venetians. If we do take 4 provinces, that's going to lower the AE a little bit with the nations around, and that's pretty much it, really. Conquest of Anjou. Maybe they'll let them alive in the south bit, but you never know. The French, it's really just a wild card sort of moment. Oh, well, what I was thinking before didn't happen. Quite the freaking opposite. But they would like to be my ally. They love me that much. What? Temporarily? I can get that alliance. I'm down for that. 31st of December is here. They've also unconditionally surrendered, so we really need to just peace out now. I'm gonna go ahead and say, screw it, man. Screw it. We're taking most of the Venetian state, with the exception of the Venice province itself, which essentially doubled our freaking development right now, and it's going to make it easier to keep into check the Neapolitans, and it means I think I'm going to attack the Aragonese next, because otherwise they might join in a coalition against... Look at that! Brittany's not joining because I'm assuming they're at war. Yep, they're at war with the Provincians. Okay, cool. 3 days. We got to make sure nobody joins in a coalition against us. We need to make sure that Aragon doesn't join in that coalition in those 3 days, actually. Alright, that being said, we cannot lower that, so we're just gonna soldier our way through this. It's fine. We're gonna also seize some crownlands since we can. We went up back to 30% crownlands as consequence. And I'm going to placate Urbino, since I have a suspicion that... I mean, not placate. I'm gonna scutage Urbino. I have a suspicion that this war is gonna take longer than 2 years, and I can start integrating Urbino in 53, whilst Perugia I can integrate in 54. So, maybe I should scutage both of them, actually, now that I think about it. But I kind of need one of their troopers. Yeah, no, I'm only going to scutage one. That's fine. That's fine. All right, now, let's see. This is going to bring in Burgundy and Switzerland. Hails to the, boy. Okay, this is going to be juicy as schnapps, boys. Real. I'm talking about next level juice right here. If we get that, we already have more than half of Italy with the islands that we're going to take from them. And then the rest of this is just easy, easy. Can we still get that alliance? We could, but we'd have to bring somebody back. So that means we would have to wait for... Oh, no, that's just 1 day. Okay, we could get the alliance and attack them. That's fine. Okay, so we're getting this alliance with our former allies. I mean, former enemies, because we want to get less aggressive expansion with them. We already have 79, and this basically prevents them from joining in a coalition against us. Same goes for Savoy, actually, but I don't think they... No, they absolutely hate me. Like, literally everybody right now in Italy hates me, with the exception of Milano, which is still my best buddy over here. Sadly, we cannot do any alliances. Got the Hungarians as a rival as well, and I think we are ready, boys. Set up Messina as the war target. Call in our allies. Wait for 1 more day, and... Oh, I forgot. Hey, Doesn't work just during sieges. And I'm gonna build more ships. I need a lot more ships. Look at that, boys. 8 aggressive expansion for getting close to 100 development. Oh my god, that is just insanely juicy, boys. Insanely juicy. Can we also take these 3? That would be the best. Yes, we could. 21 aggressive expansion. But the thing is, by the time we're doing this peace deal, it's not gonna be so many nations pissed off at us. So this is actually gonna be a-okay since it's 2-3 years at least before we peace out, right? So that means we literally have half of Italy in just 7-8 years or something. And whilst all of this is going on, I'm gonna improve relations with the minor Italian nations just in the hopes that they're not gonna join in a coalition against me. Also, guys, let me know if you enjoyed this type of video, because I'm talking a lot more in detail in this particular run that I did in previous videos, just so you guys get a better grasp of my thought process when I'm doing these wars and these campaigns in general, and so you guys can maybe follow along a little bit better. Of course, no such video is going to be able to be 100% replicated because RNG is different in every single game, right? That's what makes EU4 such an amazing game, but at least it gives you more perspective into how you should be managing and how you should be approaching your games whenever you play as whatever nations you're playing. But then again, if you're pissed with me talking a lot more, oh, this video is 40 something minutes long and you only do like 20 years, Ludi. That's essentially how I imagine when people complain in the comments. That's exactly why I imagine you guys talk like. Coalition has started to form though. Not everybody that can join is joining, however, because a few nations have truces with me, but still pretty much the rest of Italy here is in the coalition minus Bologna, which I'm improving relations with, right? No, I'm improving with Ferrara, never mind. They're not in the coalition, so there you go, that works. Look at that, boys. They love me. They would even ally me if I wanted to. Well, I have to be at peace, of course, for that, but you get my point. And of course, the French fully annexed Provence. Holy shit, we can form a coalition again. How big is their coalition map mode potential? Maybe this is going to entice more people to join coalition against them rather than joining coalition against me. See? Big brain right there. What the hell? Oh, Burgundy's doing a ton of heavy lifting here. God dang, they're sieging down and crushing Aragon. I didn't even notice, man. Good guy Burgundy just helping out as usual. But they seem to already have Charles. So hopefully this 18-year-old is not going to run into any pikes anytime soon. You get what I'm saying here? Yep, he was cut in half by a pike, essentially. In IRL. That sucks, but it is what it is. Oh, it did work. Look at that. We have 5 nations already in a coalition against the French. We could potentially get more, though. We could get the Swiss, Geneva, Savoy, all of the northern bits here, Burgundy. Time for the tier 2 government reform. I really enjoy commercial mission because it offers that one extra merchant that we can make massive use of, as well as the global trade power. So again, pretty good. Now that extra merchant we're getting, we're gonna assign over. I don't really have much trade power in any nodes, really. I'm gonna set them up in Ragusa for the time being, I guess. Or actually, maybe I should just collect from Venice, because I got 7% better than nothing, right? Once we've gotten a little bit more land, we're gonna stabilize our trade situation. Hey, we got the war target. Nice. Now let's just carpet siege all of this and try and get over to the Sardinian bits too. Okay, I'm doing my part as well on I'm trying to siege down this fortification. Burgundy's been literally struggling to siege this for a really long time, basically since the start of the freaking campaign. Ridiculous, man. Oh, speaking of ridiculous, let's also integrate Monsieur Urbino. Oui. 1454. We're integrating them super freaking fast. What the hell? 8 every single month. Holy month. That's less than a year. That's actually less than a year. That means we're gonna have to give out the integration policy so we don't get the -3 diplo reputation from having integrated them, I guess. A mere 600 days to take Roussillon, but it's ours now. And guess what? The French made me their rival, so that's gonna be a tough campaign, isn't it? For them, because they got a coalition of Austria as well. Screw you, France. Screw you. Oh, Switzerland's potentially gonna join as well, maybe. Oh, they're leaving the coalitionum? Hell yeah. I restarted my game because, well, technically it didn't restart. It crashed. A lot of the times when you restart your save game, what happens is nations redo their opinion towards you so they can leave or join coalitions. So in my case, they left because a lot of them, they had neutral opinion. They weren't pissed off with me anymore because I had improved relations with them. And when there were too few nations to deal with me, the remainder of the nations and the coalitions decided, hey, maybe we should all leave in case they actually attack us, which I probably would have after this war. Castile declared war on Aragon with restoration of union. Okay, in that case, we need to really make sure that we take as much war score as possible because we will not be able to take Sardinia. Throne of Croatia. Okay, buddy. All right, Hungary. I see what's going on here. You just became a junior partner of the Austrians, didn't you? Yep, ya did. Austria is officially stonks, boys. Big stonks. So can you please fall today, Oscar? I'd appreciate it if you freaking fell already. Why did you not? It failed that 3 times, man. It's 57%. Come on, dude. The added benefit to getting all of this is that we also make Naples a lot more loyal now. And check it out, guys. Basically, nobody would be in the coalition against us at this point, which is delicious. And yes, I know what you're thinking. I should have scootaged Perugia so I can integrate both of them by now. It's fine. We'll do it after this war is done. Which should be right about now, monsieur. CC. There you go, boys. We literally have more than half of Italy with most of the islands and everything else. So these wars are going to be easy now because we got alliances, and the ones that we don't have alliances with, we're going to wipe out. But the Shadow Kingdom has not yet triggered, so I'm not going to do any expansion for now, with the exception of Bologna. Do I have my claim on them already? I don't yet, but I will have it soon. So the only exception is Bologna. I'll wipe out Bologna, and Venice when the truce is over with them in 67. Aside from that, it's RNG based off of the Shadow Kingdom. When that triggers, I'm going to start schnappel-duping and eating up what's left of the Italian peninsula. I want to see how quickly we can actually form the Kingdom of God. Since we had some decent, or at least semi-decent RNG, we might as well work our way with that particular RNG, right? And yes, we do need a little bit of time also to recover from continuous warfare since the start of the freaking camp. We did not chill for a single little bit. We did not chill. Not a little bit, boys. We need to time ourselves out for a while here, okay? Actually, I just realized something. I could diplo-vassalize Bologna. I don't need to attack them. Plus, I don't have an adjacent province to attack them from, so there's also that, right? So I'm just gonna diplo-vassalize, boys. I should have thought about this. Why did I not think about this before, actually? We can also diplo-vassalize Trent and Bragant. I don't care about Bragant. Saluzzo and Trent I might diplo-vassalize because they would have essentially level 3 fortifications in the mountains by having a regular fort in the capital fort. So why not? I could use it as a buffer, essentially. And can we take another moment as well to appreciate the fact that the worst leader in history that is a literal 112 is 73 and he's not dying? What the hell, man? Can you just go away? Also gonna abuse my power as the Pope to excommunicate the French. Why not? Screws him. Okay. And we're gonna call for a crusade against the Ottomans. It's just the honorable thing to do, let's face it. Here's a pretty easy cheese to increase relations with nations you want to vassalize as the Pope. You appoint cardinals, which gives 50 extra relations with the targeted nation, and then you can just diplo-vassalize after. And I know, it's pretty cheesy. It is insanely cheesy, just the way I like. I like my cheese. I like a lot of cheese. Why are these guys over 50? Oh, snaps. Okay, buddy. Alrighty. Having 3 vassals is a lot of vassals for us right now. Gonna need to placate these brand new vassals, apparently. And these guys. Placating everybody. That's what I'm doing here. Now that Perugia is fully integrated, though, we seem to have a lot of an easier time holding our 2 vassals, remaining vassals. I'm gonna actually diplo-vassalize Saluzzo too. Right now, that is at 49 with 52, so we're really close to it. I just need a little bit more diplo rep, or I can just trade some of my favors for trust. Higher trust gives you more points towards diplo-vassalizing whatever nation you're allied to. That's a little trick a lot of you maybe don't know about, but now you do. Okay, that's interesting. So the Teutons joined the HRE, which means that we've grown the HRE, but they cannot attack people that would bring in basically everybody against them. So that's a condition. That also means they have protection against the Poles. So let's see what happens. Yeah, it's not gonna make any difference, is it? Because they're still gonna get the Danzig event, unfortunately. Austria is absolutely killing it, though. They've really puffed up those expansion genes, haven't they? That is a full annexation for Bosnia, and they didn't do nothing for Serbia, but they gave me a freaking 10 years truce with Serbia, bruh. Finally, the Shadow Kingdom happened. Hell yeah. All right, so after this, we're gonna be expanding like crazy, boy, like a crazy. Let's get our claims on Lucca. That's gonna be our initial expansion. Lucca, Genoa, all of these bad boys here. Are you freaking kidding me? They literally just canceled the alliance with me. They decided they won my provinces now. Oh my god. What is up with this freaking RNG, bro? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to leave the HRE because the Austrians did, you know, they canceled the alliance. I was planning to stay in the HRE because it also offered me protection protection for a while, but considering what happened with the Austrians, it's not worth it anymore. So I'm just gonna leave. I think everybody in Italy left. Yep, that is correct. Everybody left here. So we're gonna now expand like absolute freaking crazy. I'm gonna actually diplo-vassalize Florence, Ferrara, because look, 52-58, we're so close. We might as well diplo-vassalize them. This is again 14 with 11 development, so it's pretty high amount of development if you ask me. And I'm also gonna start integrating Naples. It's gonna take about 10 years of -8, or sorry, -7 diplo points, so it's gonna put me back a little while. Unfortunately, our absolute dog shit of a leader is 78, man. Can you please die? Please, I'm begging you right now. My mana generation is just disgusting right now as consequence, you can imagine. So yeah, RNG is not on my side today. That is a faux sure, boys. Oh, I can excommunicate Venice again? Hell yeah. Let's excommunicado these bastardos. Wow, wow. Gibbity boo. So next war against Venice is going to be real juicy now as consequence. Wait, what? Oh, hail to the yes. Screw you, Austria. That's what you get. That's what you get for freaking canceling your alliance with me. I'm going to improve relations with the Brandenburgians. You suck, Austria. Brandenburg's the real HRE emperor in my eyes, okay? And in the game itself. That right there is quite literally karma, boys. All right, we've also finally accepted Renaissance because we sold some of our crownlands, so we made a buttload of money from that. And now we have the big choice here. Now, the Vatican Library offers 3 separate modifiers, all 3 of which are actually extremely good. And they're until the end of the campaign. We can get Diplo Rep and Diplo Tech cost reduction, Admin Tech cost reduction, and National Unrest, or Army Tradition from battles and military. I'm going to go for the Diplo Rep, obviously. Diplo Rep is going to be a big deal, especially when it comes to integrating vassals like the Neapolitans that we have here and a few other vassals that we're in the process of getting right now. That also put us on the list of great powers. We are the 5th greatest power in the world, as it is, temporarily at least, but we're going to get to the first place eventually. Now, we can also sell institution to Poland, which loves us, apparently. Who would have thought? Catholic Poland loving the Pope. Nobody would have thought about that, right? It's not like Poland's a very, very Catholic nation, is it, lads? All right, I'm ready for the next war, which is going to be against Savoy, that's allied to the Castilian. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, that changes things. I'm going to co-belligerate the Burgundy so I can give some Savoyan provinces to them, and then I can have an easier time of doing what I wanted to do with Florence at the start of the campaign, which is essentially make Savoy a 1-province minor and feed them back the cores afterwards, right? Because let's face it, these guys do want the provinces of Savoy. That is oh sure. So when it comes to Savoy, we essentially did this for 16 ducats. Yep, 16 ducats for all this hard work. But it's gonna pay off. You'll see. You'll see. Eventually it will pay off once we get Savoy a little bit smaller. The cool bit is that nobody joins in the coalition because they're not a part of the HRE, and our AE went down significantly in the few years in which we essentially just chilled. Before we declare the next war, we've also rebuilt the papal treasury, and we're gonna be able to restore the Curia funding too. New St. Peter's Basilica is not yet there, but it will give us until the end of the game +1 devotion and change the monument of St. Peter's Basilica by 1 level. So we're gonna get this to level 2, which gives -5 idea cost, and eventually it's gonna be level 3 for free, giving -10 idea cost. We just need to get money, so that's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. Our financial situation is in fact recovering very fast. Right now we're making a decent amount of money, but it can of course be much better than this, let's face it. Just finished integrating Bologna, which is about time because we can now get Ferrara as our new vassal, and we can also attack the Venetians to get that core back in Ravenna and just take everything else that we can take over here. Oh, I forgot they still have the city of Venice. Yeah, that's not too bad. 57 aggressive expansion for some of the richest and best provinces in Italy. Hails to the yes, boys. Hails to the yes. Oh, and we can do permanent claim on most of the lands in the north. Yeah. That's just absolutely delicious. Remember that permanent claims also give -25% core creation cost for those particular provinces, so this is even better. Oh, look at my Ferraran vassal. They already started occupying the city of Venice. Bro, what? Speaking of vassals, we can get another vassal in Monsieur Saluteux on the 18th of November. Let's go. Back to 3 Vasalski, boys. We can get actually 2 more vassals, but I'll wait a little bit before we do that, though. And I'm aware that I'm already in a war, but I feel like it's a unique opportunity to start a second war against Genoa here. And I'm going to set Genoa City as the war target, colon the Milanese. They might want to take one or two provinces, which is actually fine with me. As long as I get Corsica and Albenga, they can even take Genoa. Because essentially, I'm just trying to minimize the aggressive expansion. And then eventually, I will attack the Milanese once I make Saluto my vassal. Boom, motherfucker! I took out your whole army, yo! That's in case you're wondering exactly how people in Italy speak. They have that very distinct Italian accent. Surprisingly, the Milanese gave me the province of Genoa, even though they have a vital interest in this province. Is it because they have too much aggressive expansion, or is it because I declared with that as my war target? It's an interesting question. I'm wondering why. But whatever the case, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Milano. Looks like we got the war scores, well, 109, 105, and not much of a coalition. There you go. All right, now let's get this bad boy back here, and let's also bring our units that were sieging down the islands of Lesbos over in the Aegean. Speaking of the Aegean, the ally of the Genoese, Athens, is the new MVP in Greece, I guess, if we don't include the Ottomans, which haven't even managed to fully annex the Byzantines. What a shameful display, really. About time Castile decided to actually attack Granada. They haven't done so since the beginning of the campaign. What a bunch of wussies, really. Speaking of wussies, the French seem to be a little bit rowdy here, and they got rid of the coalition they had, so I need to watch my back because Burgundy is not my ally anymore. They became a junior partner of Scotland out of all freaking countries. This is one of the most cursed freaking timelines I've ever been in, honestly. Naples has been integrated, which means if we look at the map, we are significantly prettier now, okay? And we also got the monument in Malta, which means we're gonna up this bad boy over to 15 reduction in percent to war score versus other religions. Absolutely delicious. Almost as delicious as this coalition that's gonna be forming right after we take the lands of Venice. But hey, on the bright side, we just need two countries to attack left. Milan and Florence. That's it. And when we attack those, we attack Mantua because they're allied. Whatever the case, we've expanded quite a lot. So now it is time for Chilius Maximus. With the big city of Venice and the big city of Genoa, once we core this up, we're gonna have a ton of actual trade power in both of the trade nodes here. Right now it's 45.39. It's going to significantly increase right afterwards. So by simply making full states out of all the provinces and issuing a couple of trade edicts, we got up to 57 and 43%. But yeah, we need to bring more trade into there actually. We're losing a lot of trade that's not filtering into our area. So for example here, we should use the one in Valencia that we have, and instead of wasting our time there, we can pump in some trade from the Ragusan node into the Genoese one. I'm also swapping some of my alliances. I'm getting Bohemia instead of Florence. So when the truce is over with Florence, I can fully annex them. They should be below 100%. They're at 92% war score, so we can do it in one war. Same goes for the Milanese. When the truce is over, we're going to be pushing for the Milanese lands here in 3 years from now, actually. My troops are already ready by the border with them, for that matter. So right now, we got no allies in Italy. We just need to wait for truces. Time to get rid of the neighborhood, as they say in Italy, right? That's an Italian saying, right? I hope so. Otherwise, it sounds like I just invented that, which I would never do, clearly. All right, they only have 10,000 units, so it should be piece of cake. Let's see where their allies are. Okay, so that's Constance or Bragance and Geneva. No problemos. I've also assigned a few of my diplomats to passively improve relations with outraged nations, because there seems to be quite a few of those nations around us. I started my golden era to help me catch up with the mana generation that I have issues with from the beginning, because we had that freaking vampire of a pope at the start of the campaign. I normally start my golden era around 10-15 years later, but in this case it really is necessary to get it, sadly. It's also going to help with taking the provinces from Milan. The best part about the Florentine War is that we already have permanent claims on all of this, so it's going to be significantly cheaper after when we decide to core it up. It's only 528 mana. Oh my god, dude, what is up with these freaking high mana? Italy is the best region when it comes to the amount of mana points that it has, and yes, we'll be super rich and super awesome once we get rid of these two remaining Italian holdings, but we're also going to be super coalitioned by everybody in Europe. So I assume a good 20 years after, we're not going to do nothing except just build up our economy and wait for the coalition to go away, really. Oh boys, there's a new pope in town, and his name is Mana Generator, lads. 535. Hell Hell yeah. Let's also select our brand new golden bull. I adore the logic of the AI. Check it out. We can fully annex Florence, but we cannot fully annex and take any money. 164, 166. As long as we take 23.4 ducats, we're golden. They care about their money more than they care about their independence. I mean, if that doesn't scream proper banking nation, I don't know what does really. And we're slowly catching up with tech. 667 is not too bad overall. So I waited a few extra years more than I should have because, well, than I could have because I wanted to get less aggressive expansion, and because if I didn't wait, I probably would have completely ruined the save game, let's face it. Now, I'm gonna release Parma, which I'm going to diplo-vassalize afterwards because they have no aggressive expansion with me, and this is how much we're getting AE-wise. It is not gonna be easy to handle this, but we'll have to figure it out somehow, boys. All right, we also can get the next government reform, and that's going to be the temples and cathedrals give extra tax and local unrest, because we will be having temples and cathedrals everywhere in our country. Don't even have the admin points for that, but it do be like that, unfortunately. All right, a couple of days and we can get the alliance with these guys. Then we got 190 relations, so now we can just wait for 1 month and diplo vassalize Parma without having taken the extra aggressive expansion for 15 extra development. That really would have been the entirety of Europe against us. Now it's pretty much just Austria, France, and South Italy. So take note, I also did a white peace with Mantova, so the truce is going to be over in March next month, and we're ready. We're going to be fully annexing Mantova, even though it is a little bit of aggressive expansion. It has to be done since we just need that and a couple more provinces, and we got all of Italy, so we did what we promised in the thumbnail for once. Come on. I mean, I always do it, okay? Shut up. 1,200 from selling, 1,400 from selling Crownlands is juicy. It means we can start with this bad boy here, St. Peter's Basilica, and build a few workshops around as well. Might as well, right? Hey, check it out. Milano is actually going to be in this war. I'm going to say it, guys. I adore what they did with the prospering times. It's so much better now. I mean, we just went up 11 development in the province of Girgenti, as well as we got birth of a new city that offers local trade power plus 25. That is insane, boys. Look at that. It means we got up to 50 now once this refresh. It turns an actual backwater city into a proper juice lord of a city that you really want to have. Oh, sack of Torino. Hell yeah, baby. I don't mind me some Torino in the house. All right, now some things have happened. For once, Savoy, I feel like will lose some provinces, and because of that, instead of waiting for longer, I can just attack them, right? And by attacking them, I can maybe unify all of Italy by 1486, depending on the siege, right? That makes for a pretty decent thumbnail, I'd say. Wait, what? They would accept my peace deal right now, even though I didn't even take their capital. That's being sieged actually by the Swiss, brother. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, why not? We'll do it right now. There you go. 0 troops lost in the war to take the 2 provinces from Savoy. Why not? Hey, it means we can also do crush the Italian cities, sweep the poo, and island screens, and pretty much all of it. Italian supremacy, we just need 3 more provinces that we're taking right now, actually. I don't know if I'm sure I want to show you this, but that's what the coalition looks like. That right there is gonna be a pain in the freaking ass to handle. And I mean an actual pain to handle. But we're gonna handle it. You know why? We're gonna handle it because we have to. Italian supremacy, boys. We conquered the entirety of the Italian peninsula by 1486. That is like, what, 40 years? That is ridiculously quick, man. Obviously, a big part of that was because we are the courier controller and we maintain that, which offers the aggressive expansion impact, the age of discovery aggressive expansion impact again, and that was pretty much the main thing. We have been struggling with manpower since the start of the campaign, so we've basically been on the edge of that, even with using favors to get manpower, still on the edge. Financially, though, now that we have most of it, well, all of Italy, we are okay financially. 75 income. After we core up everything, that's going to be a challenge unto itself, actually. But after we core up everything, we set up the trade in both nodes, which we have close to 100 in Genoa and 60 apparently in Venice, but that's going to go up to 90 something in Venice as well afterwards. We will have an actual gold mine financially, and if we reach 10,000 likes, and I know that's a lot, but if we do reach 10,000 likes, I will continue this campaign, and I'll show you guys how you can handle a coalition like that, and how you can still save your game and have an absolute hoot of time in that game. So until the next time, check out this awesome France campaign. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.